Hi, everybody. It's Carmen Nardini. I am going to read Psalms 48 through 50 for our 52-week Bible study and week 17. Psalm 48, a psalm of the sons of Korah. The Lord is great. He is really worthy of praise. Praise him in the city of our God, his holy mountain. Mount Zion is high and beautiful. It brings joy to everyone on earth. Mount Zion is like the highest parts of Mount Zaphon. It is the city of the great king. God is there to keep it safe. He has shown himself to be like a fort to the city. Many kings joined forces. They entered into Israel together. But when they saw Mount Zion, they were amazed. They ran away in terror. Trembling took hold of them. They felt pain like a woman giving birth to a baby. Lord, you destroyed them like ships of Tarshish that were torn apart by an east wind. What we heard, we have also seen. We have seen it in the city of the Lord, who rules over all. We have seen it in the city of our God. We have heard and seen that God makes her secure forever. God, inside your temple, we think about your faithful love. God, your fame reaches from one end of the earth to the other. In the same way, people praise you from one end of the earth to the other. You use your power to do what is right. Mount Zion is filled with joy. The villages of Judah are glad. That's because you judge fairly. Walk around Zion. Go all around it. Count its towers. Think carefully about its outer walls. Just look at how safe it is. Then you can tell its people that God keeps them safe. This God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide to the very end. Psalm 49, for the director of music, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Hear this, all you nations. Listen, all you who live in this world. Listen, ordinary and important people alike. Listen, those of you who are rich or poor. My mouth will speak wise words. What I say from my heart will give understanding. I will pay attention to a proverb. I will explain my riddle as I play the harp. Why should I be afraid when trouble comes? Why should I fear when sinners are all around me? They are the kind of people who want to take advantage of me. They trust in their wealth. They brag about how rich they are. No man can pay for the life of anyone else. No one can give God what that would cost. No one can give God what that would cost. The price for a life is very high. No payment is ever enough. No one can pay enough to live forever and not rot in the grave. Everyone can see that even wise people die. Foolish and dumb people also pass away. All of them leave their wealth to others. Their graves will remain their houses forever. Their graves will be their homes for all time to come. Naming lands after themselves won't help either. Even though people may be very rich, they don't live on and on. They are like the animals, they die. That's what happens to those who trust in themselves. It also happens to their followers who agree with what they say. Like sheep, they will end up in the grave. Death will swallow them up. When honest people come to power, a new day will dawn. The bodies of sinners will waste away in the grave. They will end up far away from their princely houses. But God will save me from the grave. He will certainly take me to himself. Don't be upset when someone becomes rich. Don't be troubled when he becomes more and more wealthy. He won't take anything with him when he dies. His riches won't go down to the grave with him. While he lived, he believed he was blessed. People praised him when things were going well for him. But he will die like his people of long ago. He will never again see the light that leads to life. People who have riches but don't understand are like the animals. They die. Psalm 50, a psalm of Asaph. The mighty one, God, the Lord speaks. He calls out to the earth from the sunrise in the east, to the sunset in the west. From Zion, perfect and beautiful, God's glory shines out. Our God comes, and he won't be silent. A burning fire goes ahead of him. A terrible storm is all around him. He calls out to heaven and earth to be his witnesses. Then he judges his people. He says, gather my holy people around me. They made a covenant with me by offering a sacrifice. The heavens announce that what God decides is right. He himself is the judge. Selah. God says, listen, my people, and I will speak. Listen, Israel, and I will give witness against you. I am God, your God. I don't find fault with you because of your sacrifices. I don't find fault with you with the burnt offerings you always bring me. I don't need a bull from your barn. I don't need goats from your pens. Every animal in the forest already belongs to me, and so do the cattle on 1,000 hills. I own every bird in the mountains. The creatures of the field belong to me. If I were hungry, I wouldn't tell you. The world belongs to me, and so does everything in it. Do I eat the meat of bulls? Do I drink the blood of goats? Bring me thank offerings, because I am your God. Carry out the promises you made to me, because I am the Most High God. Call out to me when trouble comes. I will save you, and you will honor me. But here is what God says to sinful people. What right do you have to speak the words of my laws? How dare you speak the words of my covenant? You hate my teaching. You turn your back on what I say. When you see a thief, you join him. You make friends with those who commit adultery. You use your mouth to speak evil. You use your tongue to spread lies. You always speak against your brother. You always tell lies about your own mother's son. You have done those things, and I kept silent. So you thought I was just like you. But now I'm going to correct you. I will bring charges against you. You who forget God, think about this. If you don't, I will tear you to pieces. No one will be able to save you. Anyone who sacrifices thank offerings to me honors me. He makes it possible for me to show him that I am the God who saves. And that's all for today. See you next week.